Guys, it's now 3:13. The spot they put me at this week, I got here and found out they didn't have any public free parking for us. So tomorrow I obviously will be taking the bus. So I learnt the lesson. Cost me about $70, but I learnt the lesson. So, life is not fair. Compete with yourself. We heard that all the time, life's not fair, it's not fair. Well, it's not. Meaning that, for most people, we have our areas where we will always be disadvantaged, providing that those who are naturally more skilled put in the same amount of effort as we do. However, if they slack off and they don't put effort in and all that type of thing, and we work hard, then we can overcome them that way. But all it takes is for them to put in the same amount of effort as we do, and they will always have the upper hand because they're naturally gifted that way. And it's also good for mental health because, I feel sorry for people who have physical disabilities, and I have. I don't want to use it as I don't view it, I don't want to look at it as a disability because some people say, a few people, quite a lot of people say to me in person that eventually when they do ask me of my age, they always thought I was like a decade younger, like 28 years old, 26 years old, but I'm 36. And the thing is some people are like, oh, wow, that's like, you look young for your age, or there's something about you that gives the impression that you're 26 or you're 28 years old, when you're actually 36. And then there's these other things, these other beliefs, spiritual beliefs, like, I don't know all the details because these ones don't hold on to one book only, like Christianity. So that's like Buddhism and Taoism. So I thought I would just, I was questioning things. This is years ago. Even here and there I look at it because all these beliefs are just people trying to describe the world. And what is, and have answers for what happens after we die and why is life the way it is. When I started questioning Christianity, I looked at all these different beliefs, but I thought I would stick at it when it came to the beliefs of my ancestors. Not just because of that, but I thought it's a bit more safety. But the thing is they're very similar anyways. Norse myth is very similar to Hinduism. They have their differences, but there was a whole bunch of scholars and a whole bunch of everything saying that all these different people who studied both Norse mythology and Hinduism, and their claim was Odin was Shiva, and there was these other ones like Hel from Norse mythology was the same as Kali Ma, and just all these other things. So I just know that just from all my personal experiences, there's definitely a spiritual realm. There's definitely a spiritual realm. And there's all these other gods and goddesses in the Norse myth that share similar attributes to ones from Hinduism, but not exactly the same, like Balder and Krishna, except for, from what I've seen, Krishna doesn't seem to be, I don't know if so gullible or cocky, but like, remember Balder was like standing there, like he was like saying, he wasn't like being aggressive, but he was like standing there like, like his images of him like standing there with his arms out and things, and he's just like, come on, man, bring it, bring it. And like all the gods and stuff are throwing tomahawks and axes and all these things to break the shield, and no one could, and he was like, I am protected. But the god of trickery and deceit and mischief, he done a whole bunch of studying and got to the point where he found out that there was things that they're like, oh, this thing is harmless. We don't need to pray a protection over this. We don't need to put a protection over this. It's harmful. There's no way it's going to be able to break Balder's shield. And there was a mistletoe, and so he tied a mistletoe to the end of like a sharp stick, like he sharpened up the stick, and he put some mistletoe around the end of it. And the mistletoe was not blessed from the goddess Freya, which is the one of Odin's wives. You have one or you have two, but that's the goddess of love and fertility, and and he Loki put the mistletoe around the carved out stick, just sharpened up stick, threw it, and it went through and Balder's just like, and it went through the shield and killed Balder, and then Balder came back, and then everyone was grieved. And to even prove more trickery, he had convinced someone, I forgot who it was, he had convinced one of the other gods to convince another one called Hodder to throw it, because it wouldn't be of any harm, and Hodder just wanted to be in part of the games, and Balder didn't really mind, because he wasn't getting hurt. He was impenetrable because of the protection shield, and he was just like, he's like, yeah, everything's been, the god who spoke to Hodder, who had been instructed by Loki to speak to Hodder, was saying that because that god believed it too, but Loki knew it hadn't been blessed. So it pierced through the shield and it killed Balder, and Hodder did this, unintentionally. They was just like, I'll just throw it, and it's not going to do anything. But it did. It's gone off cue, isn't it? So don't, life's not fair, so don't compete with others. Like, if someone's, like, I don't get it very often, but sometimes I get people say, oh, you're a big guy, you're this and that, and I've had people online in the past ask me messages how to put on fat or build muscle because these people were so skinny. And the thing is that comes down to natural, because what I'm putting all the effort in is to try and get it off. And these guys were like real skinny, was eating all this junk food, eating all this other stuff, and trying to work out in order to gain muscle mass, gain fat, but they didn't have any success, and it had been years. And here's a guy, like, I used to go to the gym, and there was when it was the rugby off season, or maybe when I was more fitter and I was doing that as well as rugby, it would be, I'd go into the place and be like, okay, here's all these exercises, and I had to do 2 sets of 10 or 2 sets of 20 of everything every time. So yeah, I'll do another one soon.